dissing that nigga a whore. Swing the drink, get the fuck on the floor. Work the drink, now my arm feeling sore. Already out on they block, we just sat on they store. I be riding with buds, I'm ready for war. They heard we fucked up, they block, they ain't spinning on me. I be swinging my hammer, I'm sound like Thor.
Typically, if someone is spamming your phone, harassing you, wanting to play games, you will block them, right? Nah, not women. Shorties will give you a full detailed explanation on how blocking him is too mean. Oh, what the fuck you mean? Block that nigga. She hangs up only for bro to call back saying he wants to talk to her. Not gonna lie, my mans would have been blocked same second. Do you not hear his voice? He sounds like one of these AI generated voices. Bro on the other end heard she was about to watch a scary movie and got excited. Man, I ain't never seen popcorn being made this way. And fellas, no matter how much you think a girl really messes with you, this guy asks if she had a girlfriend and she says no, which she does, but he slips up because he said he wants to know her name so he can know who he's looking at. What you mean looking at? You mean talking to? She had to lock in, turning on her porch lights to see who's out there. Mans is moving stealthy, you're not gonna catch him. She says she has to go, hanging up the phone, and once I heard this I knew it was GG's.
Don't hang up on me.
Not even walking 5 feet away from where she just was, getting another call. Then as she's about to go take the popcorn off the stove, he calls again. This is the same type of tendencies of dudes that say, where my hug at? She tries to talk some shit to him. Bro instantly piped that down, saying, if you want to talk crazy like that, I'm finna come slime you out. Breathing like a 350-pound man over the phone. I'm crying. Niggas got Lester on the other side of the phone, and this is 2 IQ cells number 1. So you're telling me you're on the phone with a school threat possibly camping your house, and you're now just going to lock the doors? Not gonna lie, you don't deserve to live. Also going to lock the front door. She wanted to do all that tough talk knowing that her doors were still unlocked. Peeking her head out through this glass window. Motherfucker, duck down. That's a sniper's best dream. You take one look to the left, you finna see a sniper glare just staring at you. Buddy says he wants to see what her insides are made of, and she got to breaking down crying instead of arming herself with a weapon. Hearing the doorbell ring and is just standing there bawling her eyes out. Bro, if you don't get a weapon and go camp out in some bedroom and wait for him to come and just jump out and just stab him, threatening to call the police, but she gets scared about the phone ringing. Then this is when she says she has a boyfriend, and when he comes back he's gonna put belt to ass. But Ghostface is on the other end just trolling her, cause why? He already slimed that nigga out. When did he even have all the time to even do this while calling her? This guy's multi-talented, I won't even fake. She sees Steve and wants to run outside. Ghostface would have been rubbing his hands on that type of opportunity. Now starts asking her if she wants to play a game about scary movies. She got a question right. Bro on the other end talking about something. Yes. Bro acting like he's still not finna slime her out. She gets the next answer wrong, and he says your little boyfriend Steve is out, and she turns the patio lights back on. And how did my mans get gutted with nobody even near him? Ghostface moving at lightning speed. Bro think he the Flash. Then he asks one more question, asking what door am I at? That alone would have been enough for me to just run out the crib. Nigga, I run a 4-2. Ghostface is not catching me. Got her over here hitting Call of Duty type of peaks, mounting onto this table. Bro, shorty goes and picks up a pencil. I ain't gonna lie, just come and get this shit over with, bro. She does not value life. Buddy throws a chair through the window, breaking all the glass, and she decides, bro, it's not even worth it, and starts hitting the dash, with the popcorn also still burning, and is now arming herself with a knife, with the phone in the other hand, knowing she's still terrified, cause she sees this school threat just bolt from one end of the hallway to another. What the hell is he on? She ends up backing up, leaving through the kitchen doors. Now outside, looking back in the crib to see this loser just walking around. And this is where Casey messes up, cause she sees the car of her parents pulling up, and she starts crawling on the ground, but makes a dumb decision to wanna just randomly look in the window. Bro hits a jump scare turning around. And how strong is this nigga to just reach through the glass window and just break it? Also headbutting, trying to jump through the window. She decks that nigga's shit, making him fall back. And while running going 2 miles per hour, she stopped for a cool 3 seconds to analyze Steve. Bro, he's gone. Also running to the front of the house to stop and just start crying, which causes bro to jump through another window. And I ain't gonna lie, bro, I thought Ghostface was like that. Bro has all them badges when it comes to killing people, but has a 32 speed. I would've outran this nigga, no lie. Looking at her making eye contact, then just goes to grab her and just stab the shit out of her. Bro had to make sure he got a precision on point attack, and somehow she's able to slap the knife away, but that don't mean nothing. Bro just starts choking her. She ends up kicking Buddy in his crotch, but she has no more power to get up and go to her parents. But not gonna lie, what would her parents have done? They would have got slimed out too. He would have got a 3-piece with a biscuit eating swell, trying to yell out to them, but she can't yell. As the parents walk in and see everything is ruined and she can no longer run, with her taking off his mask, they probably had to pan the camera up because they know that nigga's chopped as shit. Notice how every killer in one of these movies are always some ugly nigga that hates the world. Don't get mad at me because you a -2 out of 10 on the scale. Her mom going to throw the burning popcorn into the sink, trying to look for Casey, and they get on the phone hearing her breathing as bro's just dragging her away. The phone hangs up and bro tells his wife to go down to the neighbors and call the cops. Bro, what are you gonna stay here and do? Bob or whatever his name is thinks he's a superhero, but her mom goes outside and sees something horrific that she just starts screaming and falls to the ground, and they see her hanged. Bro, what did she even do to deserve this? And I would cover a lot of information that happens in this movie, but not gonna lie, this is my first time watching it, and I'ma have to get this video out somehow, so I'm just finna cover the deaths. I ain't gonna hold you. Give me a break. This joint came out in 1996. I was nowhere near close to being born. And that leads us to our next victim. So we see Sidney out here chilling on her couch as she gets a call. She picked up the phone and heard that creepy voice and instantly started shitting her pants. She starts smiling because she thinks it's one of her friends. Then Ghostface finally tells her that he's not Randy. She couldn't even speak after hearing that. Then the nigga says, "I'm at your front porch. Would have been out the crib. Yeah, you could just have my house, gang." She goes over to the front door. And wait a minute, you actually opened the door? Bro, he could have just jumped out from anywhere and just packed you up. Asking him where he's at, then starts looking around. So now this is 2 IQ cells number 2, checking around her house, but she can't find him, and she's all smiles thinking it's fun and games, almost hanging up the phone, but we hear the school threat absolutely yelling over the phone.
If you hang up on me, you'll die just like your mother.
She goes back in the crib and locks the doors, and this nigga just pops up from behind her. Bro, what type of security systems these people be having that he just gets in their house with no problem? But she ducks the knife, and she also gets him to the floor surprisingly, and he's struggling trying to dig the knife into her, grabs her hair and smashes her shit against the floor. Bro, evil. Bro trying to kill her and give her CTE. Nigga starts order farming when he had a clear shot to just finish her off right then and there. Now doing this dramatic ass shit, lifting his arms up, and she kicks him off. But wait, come back. In what world does she kick him in his nuts? And he flies that high up in the air. That shit is not realistic. Trying to run out the house, but she got these stupid ass type of locks. Not being able to open the door, she has to weave him and run up the stairs with him running after her. Getting inside the room, and she is able to close the door and lock it, but he's still able to kick the door open, but he can't get in. Trying to get on the phone to call for some help, and while having her back turned, she types out 911 on the computer, and I guess when she calls it, she looks around and bro's just gone. And we see Billy out here coming through her window, but she randomly starts running down the stairs to go open the front door. And yo, officer, what are you doing? Why are you just holding the mask like that? The cops ended up taking Billy and thinking he's the killer. While at her friend's house, this nigga calls again. This guy is actually a loser. Bro has no type of life, just out here scaring people for the fun of it. And on a side note, the principal ends up expelling these 2 kids for running around in Ghostface masks trying to scare people. And after the principal ended up kicking those boys out of his office, this grown-ass man puts on that mask pretending like he's scaring people. Bro turned around so fast when he heard that rapid knocking. Now it's not a game. Going to check it out, and he sees nobody at the door. Probably somebody ding dong ditching, who knows. And son is moving so paranoid he gets scared from the mask that he's holding. Checking out his hairline. Need to let that shit go, bro receded 30 years ago. And here's more knocking. Goes out to check and sees no one there. Going back into his office again, looking in this closet, and gets scared by his reflection once again. Then when he goes to close his door this time, that's when Ghostface appears behind him from the door. Instantly ended up stabbing him in the side. Got the principal opening his mouth. Close that shit, you got yellow teeth. And Ghostface ends up sliming his 3rd victim. Now to the final plot of the movie. So our shorty goes to go get beer, and while she's grabbing it from the fridge, the door behind her that she came from closes. Also a couple of these gardening tools falling down. The cat wanted no problems. Bro got it out of there immediately. I mean, we don't know. Ghostface probably will slime an animal out too. She goes to open the door, but it's locked. Figuring figuring she'll just open the garage and go through the front door again, turning on the garage and is about to walk out till the garage stops and closes, turning around to see, nah. He talking about some, where do you think you're going? She's confused for a second, thinking it's Randall. Why does everybody keep thinking it's Randall? Shaking his head like, no, it's not Randy. Going up to him thinking this shit a game, trying to talk to him. But she seen bro up the knife and knew it was a serious situation. Cutting her a little bit had her stumbling back all the way into the seat. And I ain't gonna lie, Ghostface gotta be one of the most uncoordinated killers ever. Shorty runs to a fridge and he gets knocked out by the freezer door. But he's immune to pain, I guess, instantly getting up trying to chase her. And this shorty gotta be one of the most slowest people in this movie. So the door that you already knew was locked, you ran back to it to try and open it for it to be still locked. But she ends up picking up the bottle and throwing it at his nuts, throwing one more at his face, trying to give bro CTE. And as he's about to go try and stab her, she literally just ducks down and somehow he just flips over her. Then realizes she gotta book it, she tries to go through the cat door, and this might have put her in the worst predicament possible. Shit, the options was to either knuckle up to somebody that had a knife or figure out some way to escape. Well, this doesn't end good cause GG, she gets crushed by the garage. As the door that was supposedly locked, Ghostface opens and goes back to the party. While Sidney is waiting for Tatum, no Jason, Billy pulls up and wants to talk to her, going to this bedroom. So after they get done talking things out, Billy gets up and says this.
What do I have to do to prove to you that I'm not a killer?
Bruh, chill.
Sidney sees Ghostface pull up from behind. Apparently now she's disabled because she can't tell him to watch out for his back, saying oh my gosh and backing up. Like what type of comms is that? Now when Ghostface is readying his attack by to stab bro, that's when she tells him to watch out. But it's too late. Stab buddy like 3-4 times. And what type of way is this for him to die? Bro turns around and starts hitting a light-skinned stare. My nigga fall to the floor. As Sid is still there after bad comms. Bro, if you don't run out the room. And Ghostface wipes off the blood over here trying to go for clips.
Boy, if you don't.
Sid hops over the bed and starts hitting the dash, locking bro in the room. But this is where it gets bad, because you can clearly see that she gets away from him, but another Ghostface pops up as she's about to go down the stairs. He starts gunning for her, but gets knocked out when she tries to close the door on him. These niggas got the endurance of Anthony Davis. She ends up going out through this window when she sees the Ghostface is about to get into the room. She gotta be careful so she doesn't slide off, but as she screams help me, bro comes and just grabs her arm. She ends up falling back but has something to cushion her fall, and she sees her friend Tatum is absolutely cooked, so she just ends up getting out of there. Then we got this bozo still watching scary movies with Ghostface really creeping up behind him talking about some really nigga, you can't see me, you can't sense me behind you brody. Bro doesn't even initially do it because he hears Sidney from outside screaming, but she goes inside the van to see this plate cleaner watching through a camera that the cops set up earlier. Dumbass over here trying to give comms through the screen. He can't hear you. He steps out the van to see that the kid is already packed up. He's like, wait, how? Looks back at the screen and realizes there's a 30-second delay. Then looks back as Ghostface pops up and just slits his throat. Nigga, don't look at me before you die. That's your fault. He stabs Sidney in the shoulder before she closes the van door. But my man's using his IQ. He reaches from inside the van to try and unlock it. But Sidney uses this crawl space to get out from the back of the van. And instead of just going from where he entered, he tries to use the crawl space that Sidney used. Sidney ended up running back all the way to the house, and she sees the officer come out with a knife to his back. As Ghostface steps to the door frame, she runs all the way to the car and has to lock the passenger door, also rolling up the driver window and locking that door. But as she tries to start the car, he over there under the mask talking about some, you looking for these? And I guess Bird ducks down and just disappears. And Sidney gotta have no headsets, because as she's panicking in the front seats, the trunk is literally opening up behind her. She gets on the radio, but bro hits a jump scare trying to pack her up, fighting him off, and she's able to jump out the car. But as she runs, she looks back to see bro's not there anymore. He's just out here casually teleporting. She goes back to Officer Dewey's body to go get his gun, and we see Buddy from earlier. He actually didn't get packed up. Two of these losers pull up saying one another did the killing. If I'm Sidney, I wouldn't trust any one of them. She does just that, closing them and locking them out of the house. But Billy comes from the room and bro rolls down the stairs, telling her to give him the gun. Letting Buddy in the room, I ain't gonna lie, I forgot his name. Billy turns around with this sinister look on his face and ups Paul on him and blasts him. How did he fly so far back? A nigga's over there licking his blood, but it's not real cause bro faked his death from earlier. She tries to run and runs into Stu, and nigga should have been knowing it was him. Just look at his face, bro looks like an automatic school threat, using his voice changer to demonstrate how he sounds like Ghostface over the phone. And these two school threats is out here double teaming her, and I ain't gonna lie, cops should have been looked into him. Just look at Buddy's eyes, she should have been the first suspicion out there. And you must think it's 2 males, 1 female. It's GG's, and these niggas gotta have something going on. Why is bro on his back like that? Nigga, back up. And they're preparing to slime her out. Bro really goes and gets her dad, but I don't know what type of perks these niggas is taking, cause these two take turns stabbing each other in the stomach. Buddy's tweaking so hard, spit is literally falling from his mouth. Billy tells him to go get the gun and we finna get this shit started. But as he goes to go get the gun, it's not there no more. They start tweaking cause they just left it right there. And Shorty comes from the hallway up in that joint at Billy, but it seems that niggas use this shit for fashion cause she just gets kicked outside the house. As he's about to go slime out Gail, Stu turns around and peeps that Sidney and her dad are no longer there, and now they're panicking. Sidney gets on the phone and starts talking hot. Billy's like, Stu, help me find them, but bro's out for the count. You stabbed him too hard. He's looking for them and gets distracted by the movie that's on the TV, and Shorty pops out with an umbrella, stabbing Buddy in his chest, taking off the mask to grab the gun. Shorty out here aura farming. Stu comes from the kitchen. Bro, just die already, man. Running at her, then tackles her, and bro is not letting up because he tackles her over the couch. While he's on top of her, she bites his hand and smashes a vase onto his head, then gets up to go and drop a TV on his face, and bro gets electrocuted. Going back to where Billy is laying, and she picks up the Ghostface mask but gets jump scared by Randy. Billy wasn't trying to hear what he had to say, punching him in his face, and slams Sidney onto the floor. Getting ready to slime her out, she sticks her finger into his wound. He's raising the knife, getting ready to slime her out, but Gail pulls up and just shoots Buddy in the shoulder. And as Sidney, Randy, and Gail pull up to stand over Billy, bro wakes up thinking shit's still sweet, but Sidney wasn't playing no game, slamming bro out, shooting him in the head. 20 people packed up later, the movie finally ends. Shit crazy just because 2 people on perks wanted to terrorize the whole city. I'm done.
We go through they shit, man, we not making no noise. Make 10 bands, my all white dope boys. I stay with the K, but they calling me Chopper Boy. Man, hop nigga striking hand like Floyd. He got hit with some shit and need more than a diaper. Bitch, I'm calling up shiesty, gon' bend on the strike. Man, pass me the Drake, man, it's time to go hoop. Cause good with the drums like he playing for Duke. Man, I see what nigga, I see you. He fighting for his life, yeah, I see.